Hey everyone, so we're diving into XRP today, and I just had to kick things off with this bombshell from Crypto Brothers. Are you ready for this? The CFTC just launched their tokenized initiative, and derivatives traders can now actually post stablecoins as collateral. Like, they're literally opening the floodgates here. But wait, this is where things get absolutely insane. Picture this. What happens when they let you use any crypto as collateral? I'm talking about walking into your local bank, needing some cash, and bam, you just slap down your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, whatever you've got in your wallet as collateral for that loan. Picture this. You'll actually be able to use your crypto as collateral to get a mortgage. I know, right? This is just the tip of the iceberg, but here's where it gets really exciting. It connects perfectly with the derivatives market too. And honestly, I'm pumped about derivatives finally taking off thanks to blockchain and crypto technology. Get this. HSBC literally just launched cross-border tokenized deposits internationally. Like, this is happening right now. Remember what David Schwartz said? Most banks aren't even focused on payments anymore. They're going after tokenized commodities like gold instead. You've got to listen to this.
Market, something like $10 trillion by 2030. And, the increases in tokenization. In the early days of Ripple, another thing I learned talking to banks is that a lot of banks don't care about payments. And they're looking at things like digital asset insurance. They're looking at tokenized commodities like gold. So I think those are tokenized securities. HSBC is extremely interested in those types of projects. They're right.
Look, here's what's really happening. The banks, they're already way beyond just cross-border payments. They're eyeing something much bigger. Tokenized assets and digital assets are where they want to play. Now, here's their game plan. They want you to store your digital assets with them. But honestly, why would anyone do that if there's zero return on it? Think about it. But wait, imagine this scenario. You take some of your crypto, convert it to RLUSD, then stake that RLUSD and actually earn a yield on it. So listen to this. Banks are straight up stealing half your yield right now if you're letting them hold your stuff. Like, seriously? But here's where it gets juicy. These banks aren't even sweating about payments anymore. Why? Because they know companies like Ripple with XRP and RLUSD already crushed that game. So what's got them all excited now? Dude, they're drooling over tokenization. That's where the big money's hiding. And guess what? Ripple didn't just show up to the party. They built the entire house. The XRP ledger is literally the engine running banks, CBDCs, tokenized assets, DeFi, everything. Now check this out. We could be staring at $283 to $360 prices, and it's all about this insane multiplier effect. Picture this. Tiny money flows in, boom, massive price explosion. It's like a financial domino effect with infrastructure, adoption, compliance, volume, utility, all clicking together perfectly. So check out this mapping. It's actually mind-blowing because here's the thing. XRP doesn't need massive money dumps to rocket up in price. Like, seriously, small moves create big waves. And with all this crazy growth exploding on the XRP ledger right now, that growth has to show up in XRP's price eventually. It's basic math. Look, here's what's really happening. The banks, they're already way beyond just cross-border payments. They're eyeing something much bigger. Tokenized assets and digital assets are where they want to play. Now, here's their game plan. They want you to store your digital assets with them. But honestly, why would anyone do that if there's zero return on it? Think about it. But wait, imagine this scenario. You take some of your crypto, convert it to RLUSD, then stake that RLUSD and actually earn a yield on it. So listen to this. Banks are straight up stealing half your yield right now if you're letting them hold your stuff. Like, seriously? But here's where it gets juicy. These banks aren't even sweating about payments anymore. Why? Because they know companies like Ripple with XRP and RLUSD already crushed that game. So what's got them all excited now? Dude, they're drooling over tokenization. That's where the big money's hiding. And guess what? Ripple didn't just show up to the party. They built the entire house. The XRP ledger is literally the engine running banks, CBDCs, tokenized assets, DeFi, everything. Now check this out. We could be staring at $283 to $360 prices, and it's all about this insane multiplier effect. Picture this. Tiny money flows in, boom, massive price explosion. It's like a financial domino effect with infrastructure, adoption, compliance, volume, utility, all clicking together perfectly. So check out this mapping. It's actually mind-blowing because here's the thing. XRP doesn't need massive money dumps to rocket up in price. Like seriously, small moves create big waves. And with all this crazy growth exploding on the XRP ledger right now, that growth has to show up in XRP's price eventually. It's basic math. When XRP finally explodes, and I'm talking about a real explosion here, we're going to see Millionaire making madness like you've never seen before. Some of you legends watching this are literally going to join the Billionaire Club thanks to XRP. Listen, ain't nobody playing gatekeeper with your wealth in this game. You know who's spreading all this you can't get rich garbage? Those Bitcoin maxis. They're shaking in their boots because XRP is their worst nightmare. It's literally designed to demolish everything Bitcoin epically bombed at. We're talking lightning-fast value rockets from point A to point B, baby. Guys, this is happening whether you believe it or not. We're about to witness massive institutional players diving in headfirst, followed by regular folks piling into this cryptocurrency like there's no tomorrow. Trust me, it's inevitable. XRP is literally about to go ballistic. Check this out. If the crypto market explodes to $25 trillion and Ethereum rockets to $28,000 like ARK Invest is predicting, oh boy. Now honestly, market cap numbers are basically garbage in crypto, but you know what's hilarious? These doom and gloom articles mysteriously pop up every single time XRP takes a nosedive. And they consistently paint this picture like, forget about waiting around for Ethereum to pump or Bitcoin to save the day. We're not playing that game anymore. The whole crypto market hitting some fantasy number? Please. Here's what's really going down. XRP is packing serious firepower with actual utility behind it, and it's about to snap those invisible chains once and for all. I'm talking total independence from Bitcoin's puppet strings, complete freedom from all that copycat behavior. This beast is going solo. And when XRP finally unleashes that fury, every other coin out there is going to be scrambling in the rearview mirror, wondering what the heck just hit them. So while everyone's chasing those other utility coins, I'm laser focused on some serious heavy hitters. XDC, XLM, HBAR, QNT, IOTA, and ALGO. These gems are about to absolutely explode and show their true colors. But here's where it gets spicy. We're talking genuine, real-world utility, not some pumped-up market cap circus. And Trump's Fed chair pick? That single decision could literally unleash the mother of all crypto bull runs. Mike Novogratz just dropped some fire insights on this. Trust me, you need to listen what he's saying.
Do you guys think the 4-year cycle's over for crypto in general? Or do you think that like end of this year, there's some sort of top and next year is back into a bear market?
It's a great question. I spent all night thinking about it.
Don't worry, so do I.
And of course, the market got the living shit kicked out of it today, right? So I guess we should have sold it. Listen, these are very hard calls. We are moving into a world where we've got central banking independence really a question. We've never had that in my 40-year career in Wall Street. And so depending on who Trump picks as the next Fed governor, it could kick off a whole freaking mega cycle, right? We throw some independence into the toilet and crypto's going a lot higher, right? And so the political situation makes that prediction harder.
Mm-hmm.
The Fed just cut rates. They're going to cut at least one more time, probably two more times. Is it strange they cut rates when the stock market's on an all-time high, gold is on an all-time high, crypto's on? Yeah, it is. There was political pressure, some. But they are also wrestling with this thing we never had to think about before, which was AI, the great job destroyer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to destroy jobs. You can see it already, especially young people's jobs.
Yo, just imagine when AI and blockchain finally merge for real. We're literally witnessing the 4th and 5th industrial revolutions happening simultaneously. And when he broke down that 4-year cycle, I honestly think those days are numbered. For Bitcoin specifically, I believe it's done. What's going to absolutely demolish that 4-year pattern? Pure utility taking over, the massive utility explosion. And he nailed it by mentioning CBDCs, because let's face it, central banks are fighting tooth and nail to keep their grip on power. So check this out. Whenever a country decides to flip the script, you know what I mean? Like when we had that whole situation here in the States and Trump was basically like, forget the CBDC thing, we're rolling with stable coins now. But that move didn't actually shake up the foundation, because that stable coin, it can totally cruise on the XRP ledger like nothing happened. And XRP is still going to be the one moving all that digital cash around. But guys, listen up. There's this absolutely massive financial revolution brewing behind the scenes, and everyone who's paying attention knows this thing is inevitable. It's coming whether we're ready or not. This new financial revolution, it's about to totally flip the script on Bitcoin, and here's why. We're moving into this incredible era of asset-backed currencies. Forget everything you know about the old petrodollar system and paper money. Everything's going digital, and honestly, this isn't some overnight thing. This massive transition we're witnessing right now, it's been brewing for over 10 years. But that's going to absolutely shatter Bitcoin's party. It all comes down to one word: utility. And Bitcoin, well, let's just say it's seriously lacking in that department. Now, here's where it gets really exciting. Financial experts are predicting XRP is about to blow everyone's minds. We're talking about 401ks potentially pumping trillions, yes, trillions into XRP ETFs. Trust me, you're going to want to listen what comes next.
XRP is in the right place at the right time. Do you think that, and this is something that Steven said from Canary Capital, is that this next move for XRP, especially around ETFs and now 401ks, potentially seeing Ripple as a next generation company, do you think this will start to separate the pack for XRP and its longtime holders?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the ramifications of the ETFs, the 401ks, being able to actually access these investments is going to really change the course that XRP is on, because what that's going to do is unlock a hell of a lot of liquidity that's going to be able to flow into it. You know, you talk about 401ks, you're talking about, I think, $7-8 trillion, $9 trillion, something like that. You talk about traditional investors that like to invest in traditional assets. They're still largely siloed from the cryptocurrency space.
Exactly.
Once that unlock takes place, I mean, you're talking of trillions upon trillions of dollars that I'm not saying are going to flow into XRP, but could. And that could is a big thing. You know, if you look at what we've seen with Bitcoin and its ETF, the most successful ETF in history, Ethereum actually isn't that far behind. I think it's third in regards to the fastest ETF to get to $10 billion. I actually think XRP is going to surprise everybody, because I think people know what's going on with it from an institutional point of view. It can't just be us on the peripheries that understand this. It has to be sort of the people that this technology is going to affect. They have to have looked into it. It would be bad due diligence not to. Once you see that ETF approval, which I think is going to come in September, I think everything points to that, including some of the conversations I've had with ETP providers. I think you're going to see miraculous things, and I think that's going to set us up for a pretty explosive back end of 2025 and beyond. I think crypto goes on more of a broad trajectory than just following the kind of mundane 4-year cycles.
Dude, I'm so with you on this one. Just peek at the absolutely wild demand brewing for these XRP ETFs. It's bonkers. And holy moly, have you seen how many filings are already flooding in for XRP? Listen, these financial giants aren't just throwing darts at a board here. They wouldn't dare file unless they've got rock-solid intel that this demand is sitting there like a coiled spring, ready to explode. Mark my words, XRP is about to completely blindside everyone in this entire crypto universe. And when it does, oh man, the mainstream media is going to be scrambling like crazy, because they'll have absolutely zero choice but to shout about it from every rooftop. Let me tell you why Flare has me absolutely pumped. What I love most about this team is they're not just launching F assets and disappearing. They're just getting started. These developers are grinding, building multiple protocols that'll completely revolutionize the Flare ecosystem. We're talking AI, real-world assets, DeFi, gaming, data solutions. They're creating this incredibly well-rounded powerhouse that's going to blow your mind. And here's what gets me excited. This adds massive utility to XRP too. Pure genius moves right there. Listen up, everyone. If you're sleeping on Flare at these absolutely insane prices right now, you're going to be kicking yourself later. This thing is about to become an absolute beast in the crypto space. Mark my words. But here's what really blows my mind about Flare Network's DeFi products. Their decentralization model makes literally everyone a partner in this ecosystem. It's genius. Think Amazon or Google, but imagine if everyone actually got a piece of that massive pie. That's exactly what we're looking at here. Let's talk infrastructure, but the good kind that actually makes us money. So picture this beautiful chain reaction. Your XRP hops over to Flare network, transforms into FXRP, and suddenly, boom, DeFi Flare becomes your new best friend for actually earning with that XRP you've been holding. Guys, I'm genuinely obsessed with everything Flare's doing right now. Sure, they were fashionably late to the party, and yeah, everyone was throwing around the S word like confetti, but listen up, buttercups. If you're still sitting on the sidelines at this point, in the future, you are going to have some serious words with present you. This is going to be a total game changer in the space, no doubt about it. So the ECB just dropped their timeline bomb, digital euro potentially launching by 2029. Why? Because the euro area finance big shots finally shook hands on those tricky customer holding limits. Pretty major breakthrough, right? But here's where I call BS. Do you really think they're going to drag their feet until 2029? Come on. I'm putting my money where my mouth is here. The digital euro is going to surprise everyone and drop way earlier. I'm talking early next year, folks. Mark my words on this one. Christine Lagarde is playing by completely different rules here. While everyone else is talking years down the road, she's over there like, next month, let's do this. I mean, seriously? And forget what you've heard about 2029 for the digital euro. That timeline just got thrown out the window. Here's the thing that blows my mind. Every single thing happening right now is like watching someone assemble this massive puzzle, except we can only see half the pieces. Each day, another piece clicks into place for this whole new financial world they're building. But what really keeps me up at night? There's definitely some next-level stuff going down behind closed doors that we're not even catching wind of. No news coverage, no leaked documents, nothing. And mark my words, people, when all this stuff finally drops, we're going to sit there like, holy cow, this is insane. But listen, until the big reveal happens, we got to keep our heads up and ride this wave together, you know? Okay, fam, that's all she wrote for today's video. Massive shout out to every single one of you beautiful humans for tuning in. You literally make my day brighter. Hope you have the most amazing night ever.